Guys, the world now has a 3,000-mile war zone. You see, if you map all of the countries dragged into this Iran war by one form or another, starting at Cyprus, stretching all the way down to Pakistan.
Alright, family, once again, welcome back to this platform. US, Israel, and Iran war is getting crazier by the day. As time goes on, things are getting crazier. We are going to talk about something that the Western media is not going to show you, or it's not going to tell you. You know, when this war started, both sides are having casualties. They are losing, both sides. Nobody should tell you that it's only Iran that is losing in this war, or Iran is going to go down. No, everyone. Despite we did not ask for this. Nobody asked for this. Iran didn't choose for this. Iran didn't ask for this. US and Israel asked for this. They started this, as they call it, preemptive measures. In other terms, like provocation, but Trump calls it preemptive measures. In other words, let me strike you before you do, because I believe that one day you are going to strike. One day you are going to attack me. So let me wipe everything off that you have to use to attack me before you thought of doing it. You see, that is what is happening. Now, that's what the Western media won't show you, and we are going to dive into it. And if today is your first time being on this platform, I will advise that you subscribe to this channel. Let's dive right in. Now, what we are seeing is that Iran responded. Even Trump said that he was taking on now. He didn't know that Iran is going to retaliate in that such manner. He have to know, because Iran has made it clear that any attack, any strike on their sovereign nation, they are going to retaliate. They are going to destroy things, American bases in every country. They are going to do that. Across the Middle East, they are going to do that. And they made it clear. You see, that is what Trump should know. You know, Americans didn't ask for this. It's Donald Trump that asked for this. Israelis didn't ask for this. It's Netanyahu, Benjamin, that asked for this. Let me put it that way. Yes, they actually responded to defend their sovereignty. That's what we are saying now. Now, some people are saying this does not concern other countries. Yes, it did not concern them, but you all are going to pay the price. Now, Iran also knows that fighting with America head to head, they wouldn't get the opportunity to win or lose. Let me put it that way. They knows that Iran has no point in time stand anywhere and said that they are stronger than America. Yes, they didn't do that. But Iran knows that going head to head with Israel, Ghana is even bigger than Israel. Put it in your score. Yeah, put it that way. So Israel is going to be doomed. Let's forget that they can knock it out. No, it's the truth. Iran is, let's say, 5 times or 6 times or 7 times bigger than Israel. And what Iran is capable of, nobody knows. Let me put it that way. Nobody knows that Iran is capable of destroying things, because there are footages that we are seeing. Just be looking at it, that even the Iron Dome of Israel cannot even stop some of the missiles from Iran, some of the missiles from Tehran. They can't even stop it. And there were strikes in Tel Aviv, in Israel. Things were destroyed like the way they are doing to Iran. Yes, that's what is happening.
Have a look and a listen to some footage obtained exclusively by CBC of a missile strike in central Tel Aviv the other night. What you see is an attempt of the anti-missile defense system to reach that missile, but it breaks through those defenses. It's been cleaned up. There was a hole right here on the street. There was a building right there that's already been brought down. They can clean up. What is a little harder to deal with is the knock to the confidence of seeing a missile break through the defense system. You sometimes hear about the Iron Dome. Well, the Iron Dome is just sort of one layer of the onion, if you will, to the defense system here. There's something called the David Sling, the Arrow 1, Arrow 2. As you go deeper into that layer, they can hit more complicated and bigger missiles coming through. If they are overwhelmed, it's inevitable that a few break through. The Israelis have seen that happen before. This is a brand new feeling for the Gulf states, though, who are encountering the drones and the missile strikes for Iran over the last 72 hours. Some of those are breaking through their defenses as well. And lots of questions are being asked about the capabilities to intercept incoming missiles from Iran. It's not just, can they all break through? It's how long can interceptions continue to happen? They are extremely expensive. You're talking millions and millions of dollars. Is there enough money? Are there enough interceptors? These are questions that are coursing throughout
Now, what Iran is saying is that yes, for both of you combined, I know that maybe there will be consequences. But what I will do is that if I'm going down, you're also going down with me. Yes, they have no point in time say that they are stronger than these nations. But they are saying if we are going down, you people too are going down with it. We are going to drain you of your finances. We are going to do you a lot of harms. Not necessarily destroying your cities, but we are going to destroy whatever you hold dearly, whatever you hold dearly to your heart. And it's costly. Just watch the video.
Iran's counter strategy is simple. They know militarily they are no match for the America Israel combined.
Correct.
And some NATO countries could also join in.
Correct.
You know, Britain has refused and the others have refused, but they could also join in. So Iran knows that it cannot win. But the Iranian strategy can be summed up in that Urdu phrase. हम तो डूबेंगे सनम तुमको भी ले डूबेंगे. We'll go down, but we'll take you down with us.
Now, Iran's strategy is very unique and planned. They say, oh, let's show these guys what we can do. Let's destroy everything that they hold dearly. You get it? Iran may be using drones, those cheap drones and cheap missiles. But America is going to use the expensive interceptors to intercept missiles. And if Iran has fired about 150 missiles, just do the math. That missiles maybe cost about maybe $500,000. And America is going to use about $44 million interceptor one to intercept the missile. So if Iran launch 150, then do the math. America is going to launch 150 interceptors. Look at the losses. Look at the losses. And some of the fighter jets that you can see from America may cost about 30 million or $90 million plus. So if Iran was able to go take down some of those machines, some of those jets, then look at what is going to happen to America. Or if Iran is able to sink one of America's warships, you know what it may be. Because America has a large scale or a large, let's say, money put down for all this thing, budget for this, and their budget is so massive, and put that way. Despite their streets are looking homelessly.
This is a video of Iran firing one missile towards Israel at a cost of $250,000, and America firing 11 Patriot missiles to help Israel intercept it, costing us $44 million. Now, according to reports, Iran has launched over 100 to 150 missiles towards Israel just in the last 2 days alone, which, according to my math, $44 million times 150, that's like $7 billion already spent defending Israel. Meanwhile, this is what the streets of America.
So if Iran does that, you can see what will clearly remains of America, or what America will look like. That's what many people are saying. America is not going to win this war. America is going to lose this war. And a lot of people are saying America has never won any war before because they only negotiate. That's what they do at best. Yes, we know that. You see, so what is happening in this war that some of the Western media wouldn't be reporting is that because Iran is destroying a whole lot of things, a whole lot of American bases, which are worth billions of dollars, millions of dollars. That is what is happening across the Middle East. First of all, also know that Iran didn't ask for this. Americans and Israeli asked for this. Their leaders asked for this. Yeah, that's what is happening. Despite, you see, what is happening in Iran, most people do not agree with it. We don't like what is actually happening in Iran. But yes, still, they are a sovereign nation. They are a sovereign country. They decide to do what they want to do with their people. You don't have a right to go in any country to do whatever you want. That's how it is. That's when everything is happening in America or in Israel, nobody comes there to come and do anything because they know they are a sovereign nation. So imagine what the world would be like if something is happening in America and the president or the leader of Iran decided, oh, I'm going to free these people. I want to intercede on behalf of these people, and goes into America. What will be the fate of the world? How will the fate of the world turns? That's what you should know. Or if the president of Russia decided, oh, let me go into America and decide to free these people, what will be the fate of America, or what will be the fate of the world? That's what Israel or America should know about. Now, how are we going to feel it across the rest of the world? How is Ghana going to pay the price? How is Togo going to pay the price? How is Cote d'Ivoire going to pay the price? How is Burkina Faso going to pay the price? This is how it is. Every prices, everything every goods prices are going to rise. Why? Because everything that is going to be transported across the world needs oil, needs fuel, needs gas, needs petrol for that carrier to transport those goods. You get me? So if those carrier needs those oil or needs oil to transport those goods, now the oil always pass through the Strait of Hormuz, which is near Iran. That is their territory. Now Iran has what shut down that Strait of Hormuz. This is a busy oil waterway. Yeah, that is a busy oil way passage where a lot of ships, a lot of carrier transport oil through that place across the Middle East and even to the rest of the world. Now Iran has shut down that Strait of Hormuz, a place or a passage where the world's largest oil pass through. About 90% of the oil pass through. Iran has shut down that place. So now they have to look for alternative routes to what send oils to other nations, and that is going to cost. You see what we are getting at? That is how Ghana is going to pay the price. That is how every nation across the world is going to pay the price. So if you think this what is happening in the Middle East and you are not going to be affected, you also are going to be affected. And even America is going to pay the price, and America is already paying big prices. That is what is happening in this war.
The Iran war has caused the biggest oil shock in years. At least 4 ships were attacked in the 36 hours that followed the initial strikes on Iran. And on Monday evening, Iran's Revolutionary Guards announced their intention to close the Strait of Hormuz entirely. Whether and for how long they can do that is not clear.
It's not only that. Flights also, prices are going to soar. Prices of flights are going to be increased, because when you see what is happening in this war, in the sky, the hole have been created in the sky where flights are not permitted to pass through that regions again. They have to find alternative route, which is going to cost them a lot. They have to get more fuel. Yes, and the prices will cost them, and that prices will be given to the passengers. We put on a ticket for the passengers to pay. So we all are going to pay the price. And now that place, people are just looking for alternative routes. Flights are looking for alternative routes to their destinations. You see, that is what is happening in the war. And a lot of countries have been dragged into this. Not only that, Iran has decided to bombard one of the largest oil facility in Saudi Arabia and even Qatar. And right now, we are going to pay the price, because those people, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, demands or sits on oil mostly, and that is where their much revenue comes from. Now that place has been shut down. What is going to be the fate of the rest of the world? And even Saudi Arabia or Qatar, they didn't ask for this, but somebody did, which affected these countries. So I can see a lot of people saying America is so powerful, America is this, America is this. Nobody is disputing that fact. But sometimes the strongest doesn't always win the war, or doesn't always win the fight. So I may say USA have the capability to do everything they want. But for people say USA have the capability to wipe Iran off the surface of the earth, I will probably say no, none of those people know what Iran is capable of. We all can look at this when the Prime Minister of UK, Keir Starmer, said the USA have asked for their permission to use their bases to launch missiles to intercept Iranian missiles coming from Iran. And the next thing what happened is unexpected. Iran launched missiles to a country or regions where about 300,000 UK citizens or tourists are staying, and that will affect them because of their leaders' decision. And even some of them are going to perish in this. So you can clearly see nobody knows what Iran is capable of, and nobody knows what their next actions will be. Yes, America may be bigger than Iran, but that does not mean that Iran can stand up to what they believe in. You see, the world have to understand that everybody have their sovereignty, and everybody determine what they want to do in their country. If international laws are placed there for a reason, then let it be. Let nobody violate the international law like how Israel and America is doing it. They are violating international law. Even those who that said they have put international laws down are supporting what these people are doing. And when these people decided to defend themselves, look, you are sitting there and somebody is beating. What will you do? You will defend yourself. Yes, that's what you do. This is what these people are doing. And when they are defending themselves, they said they are the bad ones. I don't get it. America has weapons, nuclear weapons, nuclear warhead in their arsenal. Other nations has it. Why is it that America is not attacking Russia? Because Russia has nuclear warhead. Russia has nuclear weapons that they are using to attack Ukraine. Why is it that they did not go there? Because one thing you must understand in this world, that the reason why America is not going after those people, it's not going after Kim Jong Un, because Kim Jong Un also have nuclear warheads. China also has it, because they know that these countries are going to destroy them. America is afraid of one thing. Let me expose that in this. They are afraid of one thing. For you or targeting them in their country, or targeting their country. For you destroying their country, that's what they are afraid of. Because they know how it is. For others, they don't care. Like the way Iran is destroying Israel. Like the way US and Israel are destroying Iran. They don't care. America personally don't care about what happens in other regions. Like the way Iran strike Saudi Arabia. They don't care about that. Because they know it's not their country. Yes, it's not their country. Because they know that when they laid a strike on Russia, Russia is going to bring the fight to their doorsteps. That's what they believe. So if, just imagine, if Iran is closer to US, they share a border, can US attack Iran? Never. They wouldn't do that, because they know that it's close to them and they are going to fight head on. Despite Russia is far, North Korea is there, China is there, but they can't try it because the war is coming to their doorsteps. That's what they don't want. That's what they never wanted. Yes, get that right. So they wouldn't do that. That's why you will not see America or fighting with Mexico, because they know that this world is at their doorstep. If any strike goes there, these people are crazier. They would eventually attack, guerrilla warfare, or anyhow you want it, they will give it to you. Yes, that's what the world has to understand. But probably Americans don't want this. It's their leader, Trump administration, that actually asked for this. So guys, if you want to know how these are going to affect each and every individual more, just look at what is happening. Just watch these videos.
Some breaking news: Iran has bombed an American warship, and they say they might have sunk it. They said, quote, "We targeted a US destroyer in the Indian Ocean with short-range and medium-range ballistic missiles." Now, something you need to know first is that Iran says they targeted the ship whilst it was being refueled, and because of that, they said their strike set fire to that fuel, which then set fire to the oil tanker which was refueling it as well. And so not only did Iran say that this strike caused, quote, "widespread fires on board the ship," but it also set fire to that oil tanker. Now, something you need to know, Iran says this strike took place over 600 kilometers off their coast in the Indian Ocean. Now, because of that, it was too far away for anyone to get any videos of it. And of course, the sailors on board would not have been able to take any videos of the fires either. And so, I do have to tell you that we have no proof of this. We've only got the Iranian claim that they have hit the warship and set fire to it and the oil tanker. Of course, the US has not made a statement on it. It's unlikely they will. And if they do, they're more than likely to deny it, like they did with the aircraft carrier that Iran claimed they hit 2 days ago as well. Of course, though, if they did hit it, it would be a massive, massive deal. But it's not impossible. Warships can be hit by missiles. By the way, it's currently 1:40 a.m. in the morning for me. I would show you, but I've got tabs open. So I'm up all night giving you the news.
Guys, the world now has a 3,000-mile war zone. You see, if you map all of the countries dragged into this Iran war by one form or another, starting at Cyprus, stretching all the way down to Pakistan and Afghanistan, who have declared open war last week, that's roughly 3,000 miles of continuous conflict areas. Journalist Richard Engel from Sky News explained it very well.
There was now war from Israel all the way to India.
For perspective, that's a distance further than the entire stretch of the United States. Now, to clarify, that doesn't mean that every country is an all-out battleground, but it does include all of the nations directly or indirectly dragged into this ongoing conflict in the region. And they said 26 was going to be the new 2016.
The United States is a superpower, and as a superpower, it holds the strongest military in the world, backed by the largest defense budget and a reputation of near invincibility. Now America finds themselves at war again, this time with Iran. Now, Iran is fairly poor compared to America. I mean, their entire GDP doesn't even meet the US defense budget. But Iran has been preparing for this war for more than 20 years. And let me present you with a challenge that I believe the Americans might have in this war. Now, Iran has been striking US targets and other targets across the Middle East. And what they use to do this is interesting. Besides the normal missiles, they use drones. And these drones are fairly inexpensive to make. You're looking at more or less between $20,000 to $50,000 per drone, depends on the configuration. And needless to say, Israel and America needs to intercept these swarms of drones coming in. For the Americans to shoot down one drone of $20,000 to $50,000, their missile comparison price-wise cost about $1 million. Sometimes they need to fire 5 to 6 of these missiles at one Iranian drone and or missile, which means that to destroy a $50,000 target, you need to spend $5 to $6 million to do that. At the end of the day, you're going to run out of supply. It's not sustainable in the long run. And that's why America and Israel wants this war to stop quickly. It seems like Iran is now into this war, or they're engaging in this war for the long run. And I think if I look at what is going on, it seems like Iran is saying that all that we need to do is we need to keep draining their resources. And what do? We fire all our basic cheap stuff first, and once the Americans and the Israelis have depleted their defense systems, then we will send the big guns. It definitely seems like Iran has decided to play the long game through cost and chaos. America thought by going in, getting rid of the Ayatollah, they would overthrow the government of Iran and Iran will surrender very quickly. And this doesn't seem to be the case. There are some speculation that America and Israel, they've only got about 2 weeks of interceptors left, where Iran, according to some speculation and or reports, and it's difficult to say, you never know what you can trust with regard to these things, but they say that Iran can have between 60 to 80,000 of these drones. So it's a let's wait it out game at this moment in time and see who's going to win approach that Iran is taking. Because the more they can drain US resources, millions by the millions, by the millions, by the millions, the more the morale of the country goes down in America, the more support the American government will lose from their people as more and more servicemen of the United States perish in this war. So Iran they're playing for time. Let's see where this is going to end. This thing is very complex. It's increasing and it's spreading very fast. We know that France has got an aircraft carrier on its way now. The UK is getting more and more involved. And so this is not a good situation. It's really not a good situation. But let's keep our eye on this. And I'll be back with another report shortly.
All right, so I hope you can see all what is happening across the world, how everybody is going to pay the price, and what Iran is doing to other nations. You can clearly see it. They didn't ask for this, but US and Israel asked for this, and now each and every one of us is going to pay the price. Guys, what do you think about this? Whatever you think, let's drop it in the comment section. Thanks for watching this channel. Peace and love. See you in my next video.